Hey, good afternoon, my sweet and wonderful little kitty cats. How is everybody today? It is Thursday, pre-Friday again. I can't believe how quickly the weeks go, everybody. Come on in, say hello if you're able to join me today. If that red light button is visible in the upper left corner, then you're live with me right here in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. If it's missing, you're just catching me on the replay. Thank you so very much for watching. And if you wouldn't mind just popping in your comments, hashtag replay, I would so greatly appreciate it. That way I know you were here. So if you are able to join me today, say hello so I can welcome you in. Let's have a little bit of fun today doing a cloche. I can't help myself. It's that time of the year that we have to try a bunny cloche together. Hi, Karen Jean. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, beautiful Martha. So nice to have you. How is everybody's week gone thus far? Good afternoon, my sweet Denise. How are you doing? How is your head, hon? Are you okay? Hi, my Donna Sue. How are you? Did you get your bottle started? Thank you, Denise, so very much. Hi, Carrie. Nice to see you. It is chilly down here in my little craft room. Hey, sweet Debbie. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you. But it's actually a little bit warmer outside. It feels like a heat wave compared to what we've had. Hi, Deanna. Hey, sweet Michelle. Hi, Kim. How are you, darling? So it's like 20-something today. Hey, my sweet Robin. Nice to see you, dear. And it has been so stinking cold, like in the negative digits with the wind chill, that 20-something feels pretty good. Although my craft room is a little bit chilly today, I have to tell you. My hands are freezing. So it is that time of year. I don't really do anything for St. Patty's Day, so I thought we better do a little Reba Rose bunny today. It helps to be hard-headed. That must have hurt so very bad. Little Shop on Park, how are you? How nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. My feet are still cold from your live this morning. I'm so sorry that I missed you, darling. I have to watch that replay. Hi, Diane. My feet are cold right now. I actually have socks on, and you guys know how much I hate socks and shoes, so I am freezing. So I have a little wood kit here today from Christina at the Rust Covered Cottage. Hey, sweet Jennifer. Nice to see you. Thank you, Karen Jean. I had done one. We've done actually several of these. These are one of my favorite surfaces. Hey, Rebecca. Nice to have you, hon. And I will also be using a Christina from the Rust Covered Cottage surface this weekend on Saturday for the event that I'm in. I am on at 10 a.m. and 28-mile-per-hour winds feels like 9. Yes, at least the sun was out. It was here too for a bit, Jamie, but not anymore. It's kind of overcast now. Hey, Charlotte, welcome in. I did get my hair cut, Vicki. Yes, I'm trying something a little bit different in this area. We'll see. We'll see how it goes and if I'm able to kind of recreate this or not. We'll see. It's cold by you too, hon, in Ohio. Oh, I'm so ready for spring. I hate to complain about weather because our winters in Wisconsin used to be a lot worse than what they are. But I am not a cold weather girl, I can tell you that. Hi, Valerie. So I hope you guys could join me possibly on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central. For my slot in the event, hosted by the Sparkle Room. We'll be using a Rust Covered Cottage surface. Thank you, Kim. And then also a Reba Rose print. So I'm super excited about that. And there is a wonderful lineup of crafters. You might have seen me post that to my page. But today we're going to use a beautiful kit, one that you've seen me do before. So I'm so sorry for a little repetition. I can't help it. These type of surfaces are my favorite. Thank you, Karen Jean. I also got my color fixed a little bit at the roots, so I'm going to try not to be doing this so often and let them, just kind of be there. Hi, Diane. Thank you so much. So all I've done to kind of prep this on the back side, I painted this with a little bit of a ivory chalk paint because we are going to put a rice paper over this. And I really struggled kind of pulling the rice paper to go with our stinking cute little bunny, but this is the bunny that we're going to use. So this is a Reba Rose paper. It is called Bonnet Baby Bunnies, and it is SKU number 1570. It's a little 4-pack. So I'm going to show you the other ones. They are so adorable. I love this one. It looks super vintage colors to me. Those like greens and baby pinks in there. And I really don't do much, as far as like decorating for Easter either, but I think these are so cute. So that is one. Then this sweet little bunny, how cute. I wish we had these running all over the place. Aren't they just adorable, Karen Jean? I think so too. And then I really like this one also. Same kind of colors in there. Those pretty little sage greens and pinks I think are so cute. And those whiskers, and then the one that I am using today. So we're losing just a little bit of this one. The bottom portion of this was just a little bit of the body. And I have this paper that I don't even know where this one came from. I usually, oh, it's from Stamperia, it looks like. I usually save them if they come in the Stamperia because it has that label on there. So that's where this one came from. I just really like the pink flowers. So most of this little area right there is going to be covered by our beautiful IOD cloche, and that's okay. I just want the rest of that to kind of be peeking out. So this time, nope, you spelled it right, sweet Jennifer. Henley is doing wonderful. We had such a good day together on Monday and yesterday. She is so, so much fun to be around. Hi, my beautiful Barbara. How are you, darling? Isn't that one so cute, Charlotte? I love them all. I had a hard time choosing. But we're going to use this cloche that I poured out of resin. And oftentimes I do, you know, like the reverse decoupage, and we put our rice paper on the back of the cloche. So this time I decided I would paint this. I just painted it white after I did prime it. Hi, sweet Susan. How are you, hun? So these are what I would consider a slippery surface. So anytime that I have something that is slippery, I like to prime it. I used my Premium Plus primer from Paint Couture. 2-in-1 primer is what that's supposed to say. And my Paint Couture can be found in my All Paint Products link that is pinned at the top of my page, or you can go to my Linktree at !Linktree, L-A-N-K-T-R-E-E. I do, sweet Debbie. So you can get the Rapid Cast Resin from Paint Couture as well. And I absolutely love it. Now that turns white when it's complete and ready to be, you know, demolded, I guess we could say, from our silicone molds. This is one that I had poured in clear resin, and I decided last minute that I was going to paint it and do our rice paper on the front. So then I just like to have that white surface so our rice paper looks really pretty and pops on it. Otherwise, I love the Rapid Cast Resin. It is one of my favorites because it is so quick from start to finish. So we're going to put our cute little bunny on here. We're going to do this other little paper on the background of our little kit here. So I'm going to put you down so you can see what I'm doing. That looks pretty good. When I'm down here crafting and I'm not on a live, my chair, for whatever reason, I like it to be nice and high. Let me grab the decoupage varnish and glue so we can get this part down. So I kind of lined this up. This is 3 different pieces here. And I want to make sure I have it again where I want it. So let me do that first, and then we'll put this down, get that part done. A little family of wild brown bunnies come and play. Oh, I love that so much. We used to have so many at my grandparents' house when I was a kid, I remember. And we have had a couple of sets of baby bunnies here. So out in the yard underneath one of the trees, there was a little spot that they dug their little hole, and you could see them all in there. And once in a while they would come out. We could get as close to one of them to pet its back a little bit. It was so stinking cute. All right, so let me kind of just line this up again where I want it. That is the great thing about these little wood kits here. So if you're just looking for a nice surface to do some decoupaging on, to add some molds and such, Christina's kits are fantastic. Okay, so I just want some of those roses kind of sticking out. Let me just see where I had this. It doesn't seem right. Hold on. I might have had it over quite a bit, perhaps, because some of that is going to be hidden. That's going to be covered. Then the violin sticks out. Not quite then. Not quite yet. Hang on. Maybe I did it more like this. I had it set before the live, of course. I must have had it down. Bear with me, guys. So sometimes I like to just take portions of rice paper. If you see something in it that you really like, you don't have to use the whole thing. Okay, we're getting closer. Getting closer, getting closer. Hi, Tammy, nice to see you. See how I want to just do those bangs that way? I can't help myself. That's just what I'm used to doing. Okay. So if I do this down just a little bit more, that's why I kind of want to get this part set first, because then the rest will be fun. Yep, that's looking a little bit better. So if a little bit of that is peeking over, I'm okay with that. Okay, so I'm gonna remove that piece. Just gonna make sure this is kind of straight. And so all, again, that I did to the back of this was just paint it with a ivory colored chalk paint. I like to do ivory if the rice paper has more of a cream color to it, or white if it has more of a white background. So let's get this part down first. And I also think that on these type of kits, we don't have to do, you know, a ton to them to make them into a beautiful piece of something that you can put out for spring, for Easter, to just have leaning up, you know, against a shelf, to put in a little plate stand. We don't have to get crazy on these. Or if you do and you want to get, you know, into all your molds and put a whole bunch of those around the outsides of this, I think that's beautiful also. So it can be a fun and easy little project that you could get done, you know, in a sitting, we'll say. Plus, I don't think that, you know, we're limited to the bunnies for just Easter, especially on these. These Reba Rose bunnies are so stinking cute. I would leave this out spring, summer, all of that, until we have to start decorating for the holidays. Okay, so let's do the second half here. So how is everybody's day? What is new and good? Tell me all the good things. We are going to a little band, I guess we'll call it. Yeah. Over the weekend with my sweet sister, Rachel, who has 2 ladies and a laser, and then her husband, who also happens to be my best friend. We grew up together. So they have a little glam band, they call it, at the fire department in the city that they live. Hi, sweet Edie, nice to see you. And we've seen them before together. So she said, are you interested? And we said, yes, please, we would. I miss them. I haven't seen them in a while, so I am excited about that. What is everybody up to for their weekend? Anything fun and exciting? How is my sweet Edie? It is so nice to have all of you with me. Thank you so very much. If you feel so inclined and you don't mind pushing just a few of those hearts, I would greatly appreciate it. Hey, Kath, how are you, hun? I might have to put you guys down just a little bit more yet. Yeah, because when I push up, you can't see exactly what I'm doing. Hi, sweet Therese. Nice to see you, hun. So happy to have you. So we're just going to dry this a little bit and then sand off those edges. Just fix it up a little bit more here. There we go. So, I mean, that is a beautiful paper. I almost hate covering up that pretty violin because I do love it. Hi, Joan. Welcome in. Anybody who is new, thank you so much for joining. We loved it, Kim. We loved it. I was just telling my hairdresser that. She knows that we go out with Greg's work buddies once a month. And so she had asked me where the last place was that we went, and we really, really loved it. Hi, sweet Wanda. Nice to see you. Hi, Mary Jane. I will say it was a bit expensive, but I suppose for what you're really getting, I'm going to save this, of course. Gosh, my camera now seems like all wonky and crooked. There. My phone stand here is getting, hi, Suzanne. Thank you, hon. It's getting to the point where you put your phone, you know how that spreads out a little bit. I guess I've used it so much that it doesn't want to stay in there tight anymore. So I'm going to go right over this with our same varnish and glue to seal it. Hi, my beautiful Kimberly darling. So yes, the food at the melting pot was amazing. Going with a group was a lot of fun. Our server was fantastic. She was so sweet and, you know, joined in on the laps and such. The service was really, really good. And for the amount of food and like the courses really that you get, I thought it wasn't bad. And also, like I told my little hairdresser, I said it would be perfect for a, you know, once in a while, like little date night, I think. Super fun. And then the comedy show we went to after was also fantastic. That was the night we got a whole bunch of snow. Prices did go up. Hi, Sandy. Nice to see you. Yeah, I was a little shell-shocked about that. Thank you, Edie. Hi, Maria. I want to say, like, for 2 people, I think it had it right on the menu that it was, like, 106. But you got, like, your first course was... Gosh, what the heck was all in there? Second course was all the different meats, and you could pick all of that. Oh, we had, I think we had a salad for the first course, and then I want to say vegetables and such. Haven't been in a long time. It was so stinking good. Hi, Barb. Nice to see you. Hey, my sweet Trish. Nice to see you too, hon. And the salad was fantastic. I couldn't even finish all of it. And then I think for the meat, like you could each pick what you wanted. I had steak, chicken. I think it was just steak and chicken in different, you know, marinades basically. And then Greg had steak and seafood or something. But you got quite a bit. There was little breads that you could, oh yes, the first course with the salad was breads in like a cheese fondue. Hi, Patricia. I have watched you a couple times. Well, thank you so much. Plus, I love, aw, I appreciate that so much. I'm so happy to have you back, Patricia. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. And so then you had like the breads and such to dip in your cheese. That was really, really good. We used to do fondue years ago with our kids for like the New Year or whatever, and we got a great kick out of it, and so did they. Then your meat, then the last course was your chocolate fondue with these big old strawberries and like wafers and marshmallows and little Rice Krispie bars and whatever. I didn't think that I would either, Sweet Kim, to be honest with you. I didn't think I would either. And it was just right. Like we had a little bit of leftovers, so you know, cooked up the rest of all of your meat, whatever you didn't think you could eat. And I don't know why I closed my varnish up. We're going to need that again, or my decoupage glue. I didn't feel terrible, and a lot of times I will feel terrible if I try to eat that much, so I think we got a good amount, and it was so good. That chocolate fondue I could eat every single day, let me tell you. All right, so let's go ahead and decoupage down our sweet little bunny here. We are going to lose just a little bit of her ears, but I think it's still going to be cute. I really wanted to do a cloche with the bunnies. I couldn't help myself. Well, hi, Joanne. Nice to see you. So, I mean, I would definitely go back. And it's not like, you know, a place that we're going to all the time. So, I suppose, you know, they justify the price because you do get a lot of meat between the two of you. And they bring out the little fondue pots. And it's all kind of ready for you, you know, to turn on your little burner. You each get a little burner for every couple. I don't know, it's just fun and something different as well, quite a few times, but you never used it. I see them all over the time, you know, all over the place at thrift stores now, like the you know, like the old, I call them the old Tupperware colors, like the oranges, the greens, that kind of stuff. And it really was a lot of fun back in the day. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I think so too, Kim. Thank you. But I think we were both pleasantly surprised once you kind of, and we always look up the menus of places that we are going to ahead of time. So we got over the little shell shock of the price, you know, before we got there. And they went through everything and kind of explained what you do. And it was a little confusing looking at the menu, you know, online. But once she broke it down for us, it wasn't so bad. All right, we're going to dry this a little bit. We're going to paint the rest of this cloche with a paint couture color called Admiral Blue. I think that's going to be pretty on here. And then we're going to come in with a little stardust over that Admiral Blue just for a little bit of sparkle. Yeah, I think so too. And trying something different is fun. I think it's just I'm super frugal. So when I see a price like that, I'm like, what? You know, that is a lot. That's a lot of money to go out to eat. Oh, I have to scroll back and see that. We're going to be filing off the sides of this also. Thank you, Barbara Hun. I appreciate that so much. So I always like to give it just a little bit of a dry before I do that. Otherwise, it can be a little bit messy and tear it a little bit more than maybe you would like if you still have your varnish on there. Oh no, Kim. I'm sorry. Okay. And now you could definitely, you know, take a little bit more care if you didn't want any wrinkles whatsoever here. I sometimes get a few when I'm decoupaging down on a curved surface, but I'm not bothered by just those couple. So then I'm just gonna rip right up here a little bit. She does. I know she got me onto so many of these different colors. Just so that that top part of our cloche is open. I have to tell you that the Paint Couture paints are some of my favorites. The mineral paints. I've recently been kind of using one of their chalk paints and I do really like it. But the mineral paints are super smooth. They're nice to apply. They have that built-in top coat, which I love. Oh, so even just the cloche, not on any kind of a surface with these little bunnies, it's so cute. I love it. I feel like my lighting is also a little bit off today. Can you guys see everything okay? I hope so. All right, that part should be good. So it's Bonnet Baby Bunnies that we're using. It's SKU number 1570. Hi, my beautiful Carly Hun. How are ya? Just set my paper aside here. So the IOD cloche mold, as well as any other IOD from the spring release, are available at Victoria's link that I put in the description of our live today. From old to ooh la la. I probably will have to order a few other things in the coming weeks. There's my sweet mom, Sharon Hall. Okay, so baby brother is my mom and stepdad's little Yorkie, Jazz, and he's not doing so good. So we need to say a little prayer for them. It's so hard when our pets aren't right, you know? Thank you, my beautiful Carly Hun. I appreciate it. All right, so let's just give this a little dry now so we can paint. I just got it done today, sweet Carly, darling. Thank you, Donna Sue. So cute. So Admiral Blue is right here, and that goes really nicely. Hi, my sweet Rach. So good to see you on, hon. How are you? I have messaged Jim a couple of times, and he hasn't gotten back to me, so I assume he's just super, super busy and picking up some of his old habits. But we cannot wait to see you guys this weekend. Thank you, Edie. I appreciate that. You know, they are like our children sometimes, right? Hey, sweet Stephanie. Thank you, darling. I'm going to try to just go with it and not brush them out of my face. Thank you so much, Denise. I appreciate that, hun. Busy. I can understand that. Carly, thank you for the stars, darling. That is so kind of you. I appreciate it. Let's set that aside. All right, let's do a little painting of the rest of the cloche. So I think that color goes really nicely, but there's a lot to choose from. You could definitely do pink. And my link to Reba Rose is also in the description of my live today, or it is in my link tree, ! link tree, or it is pinned at the top of my page also. So let me get a little brush here and we'll get this painted up. So guys, remember a while ago, I had shown you a little bottle that was sent to me in Happy Mail from our sweet follower, Elaine. And I was gonna just leave it go and not do anything to it because it was so stinking cute. Well, I decided to fine line crackle it and put a few Formflex pieces on. Yes, thank you all so very much. My mom's love for that little puppy dog is so great, and I know that she is hurting and worried. So we appreciate that so much. And we call him lovingly Baby Brother instead of Jazz, his name. Yeah, I think so too. Like, I love the baby pinks and such. You could do both of those. Hi, sweet Tina. But I just thought this blue was really nice. So I'm going to show you the bottle because I think it turned out so cute. So I did fine line crackle on it and it turned out amazing. I probably couldn't resist putting soft touch varnish on the cute. I could definitely do that, Teresa. That would be beautiful. Oh, Barbara, thank you, hun. I left the top alone. I thought that was so pretty. And I just made some Formflex castings that I painted black and then used gold wax paste on them. And in the cracks, I used white wax paste and then a little white gold. And I think it turned out so cute as just a fun little piece of decor. So in case Elaine pops in or to see the replay, I wanted to show her that. Isn't that fun? And she said it was a reed diffuser bottle that hadn't been used. So I thought that was very unique. I've never seen any like that. All right, so let's get to painting. What else did I want to talk about with you guys? I told you that I primed this, and that will just, in my opinion, help. You don't have to on your resin cloches like this, but for me, anytime that I find I have a slippery surface, priming just seems to make a huge difference to me. Isn't that so fun? Thank you, Tina Hun. If you try it, if you like to try a primer and you're not quite sure what to use, I love my Zinsser primer in the summer when I can be outside and spray. And then I am loving that premium 2-in-1 primer from Paint Couture. I like the thickness of it. On something like this, I only needed one coat. Thank you, Barbara. And that is fantastic. Thank you, Charlotte. And you'll just, I don't know, you just will notice a difference even to the feel of when you're painting it, in my opinion, anyway. And, or if you do these cloches, kind of addicted to them because I think it's very timeless. Like I always say, we can make these for every season, really. You could do napkins on here. You could paint the background and just do a beautiful transfer over the front of these. Many, many different things. You don't even really need them on a surface. Thank you, sweet Kim. You could just have them as is, you know, as part of your decor or in a little tiered tray would be adorable. Hi, Andrew. So I don't go to the doctor appointment. I'm glad that you're here. I hope that everything will be okay for this live. I know that some people know Andrew, but for those of you who don't, he is okay to be on. Sometimes he just gets a little, he just has to be reminded to be good, that's all. And he loves it when we wave to him. So hello, Andrew. So I think that's looking kind of nice. And I really like that idea of the soft touch varnish. That is a Pentart product. So I will pull that out here after we get the rest of our paints put on. And it is going to give it just the prettiest. It's very hard, I think, to see on camera, but it gives it an actual soft look and the touch. I was painting. Oh, thank you, Kath, hon. I appreciate it. that bottle was a lot of fun to do. So there's plenty of times that I am down here in the little craft room when I can't sleep or what have you. And then I feel like I got to do a little something, something, but at least show it to you. Or sometimes that's when I do my little short videos, take my reels, things like that. All right, just taking my time here on the very bottom. It would also be beautiful to put antiquing gel on this blue. So let's take a vote. For those of you that have seen me use antiquing gel, I would use the white on here. So that will be an option. And then in 1 second, I'll show you the second option so you can kind of weigh in and tell me what you think. So the antiquing gel in white is just going to kind of settle down into all these little raised areas on this resin cloche here. And it'll kind of soften up that blue a little bit. Hi, sweet Phyllis. Nice to see you. Or we can come in with this kind of sparkly stardust and just kind of dry brush over the raised details down there. So what do you think? A little white? That'll kind of make it look somewhat vintagey and it'll tone down the blue. Thank you guys so much for saying hi to Andrew. I appreciate that so much. And I actually still have it out. This is the white antiquing gel from Pentart, or just a little bit of that stardust, a little bit more metallic. Thank you, Sandy. Sweet Rach says stardust. Okay. Let me paint the top here while you guys are kind of weighing in a little bit. I think the IOD LeCloche mold is the mold that I have used the most. So I feel like it's paid for itself over and over. Sandy says white. Kim says white. The white would make it look even softer. So true. We could do a little bit of both. White, white, white. I think we're going to have to do white. And then once we do the white, let's see how we feel about just having a tiny little bit where we would kind of hold our brush flat. Hello, my beautiful Kelly Bros. Nice to see you. And just hit that with even a little more. So we possibly could do both. And that'll kind of help to wake up those details too. Okay. We're almost done with the painting. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you, hon. Hi, Debbie, darling. How is my sweet Debbie? Suzanne says white. I know I tend to do, the same type of thing when I'm doing these cloches, but they're all so different with the colors that I truly hope you don't mind. Okay. So when you're going to do the antiquing gel, you don't have to have a perfect paint job regardless if you use it or not, because that white is going to kind of help to blur any spots that maybe you missed. So I just want to make sure I get my sides and bottom really good. And that's really similar to, I would say, like your dark wax. Thank you, Barbara, for the sprinkle. So you're putting it on, but then you're wiping it back a little bit. Hi, sweet Jess. So sorry if I missed you coming on. Who else did I miss? Thank you for the sprinkle, Anna. I appreciate it. There's Jess. Okay, so let's dry that up a bit. The stardust is beautiful. We are going to also paint with the chalk paint from Paint Couture. This is the buttercream. I really, really like it. I really have, Debbie, I was just saying that. I said, I think that's the mold I have absolutely used the most and I will continue to use. Hi, Kelby, you finished your bottle today. Are you gonna post it for us to see? You can post it in the VIP Keli-Kat Crafts if you'd like. So we're going to use that buttercream, and then we're also going to use this Luxe Metallic. It's called Rosebud. First one for you. That's happy, Kelby. This is so pretty. So I think we're going to use that in some stencils. You don't mind, Donna Sue? I'm so glad, hon. Hello, my sweet Danielle. How are you doing, darling? Debbie, I really have. And I was just apologizing, saying I'm so sorry if I've worn out my welcome with these cloches, but okay, good, Kelby. I would love to see it, hun. Anybody who wants to share anything to the VIP Keli-Kat Crafts page, all you have to do is go ask to join if you're not already there, and I will get you approved in. There's just a couple questions to answer, just to kind of keep out, you know, who we don't want in. And you can post lives there. You can post finished projects there. The only thing you can't post there is anything that would be contributed to as selling something, you know? Okay, so you all know that on this mammoth size antiquing gel, you don't need much at all, so you get a nice amount in this little container here. This is my second one, and I would say white is what I use the most of. See if I can even, my Stardust probably needs to be dried a little bit, or hit with some heat, I should say. I'm kind of getting down there. Girl, I just had my hair done today. It needed it also so stinking bad. Danielle, I don't even really know what you look like, hon. I have no idea what half of you look like. And she asked me today, have you ever gone dark? Has your hair ever been dark? And I said, many years ago when that trend was in where like the underneath was super dark, I did that where it was very, very dark underneath and then dark like under the bangs. And then my blonde wasn't quite so bright. Other than that, I said, not really, no. And she said, would you ever go, you know, to your natural color? And I said, maybe, but probably not for a number of years, I'll have to say. I've always been blonde, from little on up, you know? From little on up when mom gave me some bang trims and put my hair in ponies and all the stuff. Thank you, sweet Debbie. Okay, so I've got that one opened. So you just take yourself a little brush and get yourself a little baby wipe, or even just a damp paper towel will work, or both. Sometimes I like the combination. And then I usually just give my baby wipe a little squeeze because sometimes it's just a little bit too wet for me. You going back to blonde, darling? That's happy. I love them too, Carrie. I can't help myself. Hi, Miss Paula. So sorry if I missed you. The white stuff is called Antiquing Gel. It comes in different colors. This is my favorite. I think it looks beautiful on all colors, but I will have to say that for me personally, it looks so nice on dark colors. So these darker blues, the teals, the reds, you know, all of that. So you're just kind of painting it on. I'm hardly using any. So it lasts a very good time, good long time, excuse me. Very good time. Goodness. My mind goes so fast when I go live that I am probably thinking about the next thing before I even finish the first. Okay, so that's what it looks like first. You have always been blonde as well. Well, your hair looks beautiful, Debbie, sweet Debbie. I loved it with that little bandana in there. And then you take your little damp baby wipe, and then you just come back and wipe it back a little bit, however much or little you want, right? And it still shows that pretty color underneath. Hi, Miriam. But it settles some of that white into those little nooks and crannies. It kind of gives it a little bit of a vintagey look. This chat just took a left. Natural color, many people had no clue I was a brunette, right? Hi, sweet Gloria, darling, how are you, hon? Susan, that's so funny. Who did I miss? You have always been blonde. Okay, I think I got that. There's my sweet Miriam. Now it has white highlights, right? Well, some people pay for that now, let me tell you. That's crazy to me. So sorry if I missed anybody else coming on. Thank you so much for joining. So it just kind of tones the blue down just a little bit. We're going to do that same thing on this top area. So hardly any at all. Just have it kind of sink down into those little grooves. I love that. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. I hope you're talking to me. So pretty. So you have a couple different options. You could come in then with a wax paste. Isn't it stinking cute? This is a Reba Rose 4-pack called Bonnet Baby Bunnies. It's SKU number 1570. So you get the one that I'm working with. This sweet little one, so cute. Those little eyeballs, right? This one, I love these. Thank you, Denise. Joanne, thank you so much. I love these next two so very much because they have those like vintagey greens and pinks in there. I think that one's my favorite with the ears down and that little bonnet. How many of you wore bonnets as kids? I did. Let's see. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Patricia. Now you have lovely silver highlights. I bet they're beautiful. Okay. You lost a little signal, sweet Gloria, darling. So sorry about that. So you could do some wax paste on here. Silver would be beautiful. Let's just try a little bit. Thank you, Kelby. The bunnies are so cute. When we were younger, all the time, my grandma and grandpa had bunnies in their garden. Isn't she just so stinking cute? So the Stardust paint, if you get it, I recommend that you give it a little bit of a stir. And it's like liquid silver. It's just so pretty. Who did I miss? Good afternoon, friends. Okay, I think you're talking amongst yourselves. So all you have to really do is just grab a tiny bit, then kind of offload some of it so that you don't have a whole ton on your brush. Thank you, Barbara. Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie, hon. I can so relate to that, hon. You did, and so did your babies. I love little bunnies. And then we had, so we always want, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So just a little dry brushing over here with that Stardust. So I'm not going like up and down with my brush, just kind of on the side. So it picks up those little textures. At my other grandparents, then she had bunnies, and I think we even had a pet bunny. Hi, Deb. Me too, Deb, so much. Sweet Carrie, I hope that your head feels better. I'm pretty sure we had a bunny, but it was like a short thing. I don't recall us having it for a long time, and I don't even remember the name. Do you, Mom, if you're still on? So I dare bet to say you could get this, you know, same type of look with a wax paste. It's just the Stardust is metallic. So you're getting a little bit more of that with it. I don't know if you'll even be able to see that on camera, but I think that's beautiful. So we might use a little of the Stardust in some stencils too. And then what I'm gonna do is just take my brush on the side and I'm gonna go all the way around the cloche just to give it like that final little detail so that none of the white or anything is showing. I'm barely picking up any, to be honest. But you could also do this with, if you wanted a little bit more of an aged look, you could use a dark wax, you could use a little distressed ink on your little makeup tool, or one of those little sponges would work. I just like to hit the sides with this. Probably many wouldn't even notice that it's there, but I do. I like it. Just a fun little sparkle. I had bunnies as a kid. And ate out of the dog's bowls. That's so cute, Denise. Thank you, Susan. You're welcome, Carrie. Yes, take it easy for sure. I know there's been for us a high pressure system. I believe it is a high barometric pressure, and that'll always kick me into a migraine for sure. And anything else that's gonna go wrong. right, let me get that soft touch out before I forget that part. So I have been trying to send out a couple shipments the last day or so here, and I've been having a little trouble with my pirate ship. They, the dogs didn't think so. I bet you not. Hi, sweet Brenda Daleen. You had bunnies as a kid. I love them. I love the little guys, or the ones with those floppy ears, you know? So when you try to sign in to Pirate Ship, for those of you who don't know, they usually send a code to your email that you have to enter, and that's just like a second step of security, right? But I never get the emails. These last couple days, I don't get the emails, and I've never had an issue. So you can go out there and chat with them, which is exactly what I did. And he said they're working on it, and you know, to keep trying it, and there was no way for me to get around it. So I've been trying to send out a little happy mail, and I can't get a label. You had a bad one yesterday, Kim. Is it better today? So cute. I love it. All right, I'm gonna keep off the lid a little bit on this one. Okay, we're done with that. We're done with that. Let's see if I can't find it. Oh yeah, right here. So this is what it looks like. Decor Varnish Soft Touch. I believe this was made, a lot of these things that say decor, I believe they were made for furniture. His name was Supper. I love it. I don't remember much at all about the bunny that we had. Thumper? Could have been, Mom. I don't know. I'll have to ask my brother if he remembers. I want to say it was white with maybe some black spots on it. Thumper could have been it. Oh, good, Kim. I'm so glad. Just a quick little dry here, and you paint this on. This is just your little varnish. So whatever you would normally use, you just replace it with this. And it's going to give it the softest, prettiest little look and feel. It's super fun. I've done it over paints. I've done it over wax paste. It is beautiful. So that was a great idea, Sweet Therese. And I usually put 2 coats on. It's just my preference. So we're going to put this one on and then dry it quickly and just do another one. And I'm going to hit just a little bit on the actual bottom portion, not a ton, because I do like that sparkle. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate it. So it's Soft Touch Varnish. You can get that at TH Decor. And of course, that link, if you type in your comments, !THDECOR. It's all lowercase. It's one word together, no spaces. That's how you can get back a little link there. Click on it. It will take you right over to my affiliate link. And in the search engine, just type in there Soft Touch, and it should pull up for you. So instantly when you start drying this, you will see what they mean by soft touch. So it actually feels soft as well. I don't know that you'll be able to see what I see. Let's just give it one more coat. But it is really pretty. If you haven't used it and you try it, you probably will soft touch everything. All right, so then next step is going to be painting our other little pieces here. And one of them will be that buttercream chalk paint from Paint Couture, and the other will be the Rosebud Luxe Metallic. I think those will go nicely. And then let's see. And then just a couple of stencils. We'll glue down our cloche. We'll do a little bow. And then I usually glue the rest of the pieces together with Tight Bond, Quick and Thick, or Heavy Body Gel will work fantastic to kind of put all these pieces together. I like to paint the very back as well. So I don't even know if you'll be able to see, but it feels soft. It's super cool. It's so cute. So cute. All right, we're getting closer. Let's paint this piece. Right, Therese? I always said, okay, so when I first kind of started my little crafty page, I really did not know about a lot of these things that were available to us, you know. Hi, sweet Jody. How are you, hun? I have not gotten your package yet, sweet friend. I'm sure that it's just held up someplace. Thank you, Michelle. Shipping times have been just silly to me. So I never knew what rub and buff was. And when I started using like the antique gold, I always said that I'm like, if I could, I would rub and buff Frankie. Thank you, Edie. Because I just thought it was the coolest thing. And then I found diamond dust. Now I wouldn't diamond dust Frankie because I wouldn't want him to get hurt, but I loved it and I wanted to use it on everything. Hi, Vicky. Thank you guys for the hearts and the snuggles, I call them, that I picked up from Donnie. He calls them snuggles. And I said, I gotta borrow that. It's so good. So when you're painting anything in these wood kits, just remember it's wood. Your paint might soak in a little bit. You're gonna track it for me. Okay, good. Thank you, Jess, hun. So you might need a coat or two. I myself like to do that like inner edge as well. If you haven't ordered a kit before from Christina at the Rust Covered Cottage, there is a ton of stuff out there. So if you're just wanting some little embellish pieces, she has that available also. So does my sweet sister Rachel. She has the tags and all the things. And she does personalized items as well if you want something laser. But I use the backing only. That's a good idea, Miriam. Super good idea. Rachel also does those like wooden spools that you can wrap your ribbon around. I love them. Done in all sizes. And then those journal covers. So if you have any interest at all, my sweet Rachel would be happy to help you. 2 ladies and a laser. And I'll be using one of Christina's wood kits this weekend. So we had basically, you know, we'll all be using some of the same kits, probably see some of the same rice papers, but we'll all be doing something a little bit different. Hi, Regine. How are you, hun? Hi, my sweet Phyllis. How are you doing? Just thinking about you today. Get these edges right away. And sometimes on the backing of these, like you won't see them more than likely, but I just like them to all be finished. You're welcome, my beautiful Rach, hon, of course. The journal covers are beautiful. The some of you I know have gotten some pieces from my sister, and she has made us a few. Plus I've seen all the things that she does, and the personalized ones that she's done for people from a photo, for me as well. They are gorgeous. Thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate that. It's amazing, the detail. Okay, let me get this edge. So this is buttercream. It's just a really nice, soft, creamy white. And I use a lot of ivories, creams, you know, natural colors. So if you like a chalk paint more than a mineral paint, this is a nice option. Sometimes I just like to have a little, a neutral color on these just to keep it a little brighter, you know, because we have a lot going on in our rice papers. I would love to get one done of your, oh my God, Denise, she's done some beautiful ones for pets, hun. You would cry, I'm sure. All you have to do is reach out. She does have a message option on her page. It's the number 2. She's right up in the comments. 2 ladies and a laser. So you could message. So if you're interested in something like that, it would blow your socks off, I'm sure. They are animal lovers big time. Okay. And then we're going to paint this beautiful rosebud on the other little layer here. And we'll see if we need to come back and do another one on here. So I just pulled some pretty generic stencils out because we don't have much of a surface to stencil on. So I didn't want anything super large, just something kind of dainty. Dainty to stay with that beautiful little dainty bunny. Okay. Let's set that aside for a moment. So these are the little stencils I pulled, taking one day at a time. That's all you can do, my sweet Phyllis. It's nice to have you. So we might just do a few of these little leaves someplace on there. And then this one is so cute, but I really just kind of wanted the hearts, maybe a leaf or two or something on there. And I'm pretty sure these all came from Temu. The three-legged deer. Oh, we have had some monster bucks coming in, but they come in, of course, when we're sleeping. I'm just happy that they're coming, you know? That's it. Love it. Okay. Let me put a little glove on here because I'm going to get my fingers full. Sweet Kim, I have been using that lotion every single day, probably twice a day, most times. It's working really good on my feet, but it's taking a little bit longer on my hands. And I think that's just because, you know, every day I'm washing my hands quite a bit. So isn't that so delicious? I love it. It's like you could squeeze the color out of it. It's so pretty. Let's grab another brush here. This one, this one. So I think it's beautiful for spring. This is a Luxe Metallic. And just like the first, I don't know about you guys, but I am a metallic girl. Thank you, Kelby. I think that is so pretty. Super sparkly. Hi, Mary Beth. Nice to see you. How is your day? I'm happy to have you. That's why they're monsters. Exactly. I mean, we've seen buck back there. Sometimes 7, 8 at a time. And you could hear their horns kind of knocking together because they were all so close to each other. But we have a 10 and a 12 pointer. And, I mean, beautiful. Thank you, Mary Beth and Vicky. Now, some of you know I used to hunt. So it is a little bit hard for me when I see them, you know, not to think about that. But mostly, I just think it is, even like, especially with the snow on the ground and stuff. Isn't that gorgeous, Carrie? Same, girl. When your hands are damp, so it will absorb better. I will try that, my sweet Kim. I can definitely tell a difference. So I'm going to keep on doing it. I've been using it like on my legs and stuff too. The cocoa butter. With the snow and whatnot, Greg has a camera back there, and so it'll pick them up on camera, and then he'll show them to me. Even in black and white, it is beautiful. Can you use those paints on ceramics? So, Mary Jane, my darling, I would say yes, as long as you prime your surface first. And so, if you're not quite sure what priming is, I'm just going to say, in case you don't know. Thank you, Charlotte. This is called, what did I say? Rosebud from Paint Couture. After walking through Hobby Lobby, that's happy, Mary Beth. Anytime that you have something that is a slippery surface, so a ceramic piece, a glass piece, metal, if you don't prime it first with a primer, your paint is going to tend to want to almost like slide right off. It doesn't have anything to adhere to and stay, you know? So even if it does initially stick, it's not going to last. So if you prime it, you're giving that piece a little something, something to kind of grab onto when you paint it. So I would say definitely, because I've done some beautiful ceramic teapots and different ceramic pieces, but I've always primed them first. I hope that helps answer your question. Mary Beth, did you find anything good while you were shopping? I try not to go there because I don't know about you, but I can't walk into a Hobby Lobby and walk out with nothing. I don't think that's ever happened. Okay, just kind of getting my outer edges here. So this is part of the Luxe Metallic line, and there are many other colors. Again, it is Paint Couture. So my all paint products link is what you'd be looking for if you want to check it out. And that, of course, is in my link tree, as well as all my affiliate links are in my link tree, but they're also pinned at the very top of my page. Hi, sweet Roxanne. Hey, Pamela. Okay, good, Mary Jane Hun. I'm glad. In the summertime, I use the Zinsser with a Z spray primer because you have to have some place that you can spray outside. And I have this kind of old tray, like a heavier duty plastic tray that I spray in. I love the spray so very much. As long as you shake it really, really well and clean your nozzle after each time so that you don't get like drops, you know, when you spray. The coverage is beautiful. You get a nice, fresh, soft surface. It blocks stains, things like that. And they do have it available to purchase in, you know, in a can to paint on. And that's okay, the paint on part. But my preference is this one. Oh, it's leaving. That's terrible, Jody. But I do love orange stickers for sure. The Paint Couture Premium Plus 2-in-1 Primer is my favorite. I really like the consistency of it is really nice. It's not so thin. I think that's what I didn't care for on the other one. And then as well, THJ Kohler has something called a bonding primer, and you can use that also. Flowers and little chalkboard easels. That sounds cute. Are the spring flowers out? I imagine that they must be. So yes, the bonding primer works nice also. Thank you, Kim. I love it so much too. And I think it just goes nicely with like the cream colors, and then that rice paper has a lot of color going on, so I want to keep these a little bit more solid, we'll say. And my advice would be, if you're going to use that Paint Couture primer, or really any kind of paint on primer, the bonding primer, we're going to do one more coat on here. You want to put it on and then let that piece sit and dry for, I would say, a good 12 hours. So a primer actually does something, like it's working when you don't think it's doing anything other than sitting on the surface. And if you were to prime a piece, you know, dry it with your heat tool and then go in and do your project right over the top, it's basically like you didn't use the primer at all. It really needs that little hunk of time to just do its magic, you know, and then come in and do your project over it. All right, I love that. This is a favorite. They also have one called Cherry Blossom. That is beautiful. This one's Rosebud. Hi, my sweet Shauna. You don't ever have to be sorry that you're late. You're never late. I'm glad that you're here at all. Use up what's on my brush, and then let's just peek at that one. See if we need any more on here. I actually think that's pretty good too. Isn't that so pretty, Shauna? Ugh, I know you love pink. All right, so we can put that away. Let's give this a try, because I do want to be able to do a little stenciling on here with you guys. And then we are going to use these little old-fashioned ribbons. I have this kind of cream color. This is from TH Decor as well. Aw, Shauna, I really appreciate that, hun. Thank you, Deanna. And then I have a little, like a rosy pink. So we're just going to make a cute little bow with our mini Bodabra. I really am loving this color too, and the sparkle is so cute. So cute. It's really like a very fine metallic sparkle, and I think I like that. Okay. Now sometimes Your metallics will take just a little bit longer to dry. Not this. I feel like it's good to go. So this one's going to be sitting on here like that. So then just a little bit, I thought it would be fun to do just a little bit of stenciling on the pink part. And let's just try a little bit of this Stardust. So I have a little stencil brush out here. That might be a little too big. Let's see. Let's see if I have, yeah, just a cheapy little stencil brush. I got those from Amazon. They are definitely not my favorite. They shed quite a bit, but still here I am hanging on to them. So we're gonna do just a couple of these little hearts. So you get a little bit on your brush. Oh, I'm glad you did, Shauna, darling. And then I'm just tapping a little bit of it off so you don't have a ton of paint in there. And then our little tap, tap, taps, right? I want just some of those here and there. Even if the whole thing is not necessarily going to show up, the most of it will on the small sides. That's so cute. Let's do a few little guys. Barely picking up any paint. Hi, sweet Charlotte. Hi, Mary. Tap a little bit of it off first so that it's not like dripping, right? And then come in and add. Let's see. More here, just for some kind of subtle detail, I would say. Now, I never used to be, I will say, thank you, Charlotte, I appreciate that, a heart kind of a gal. You know, like heart jewelry, heart crafting, all that. I've done some. I know my sweet Edie has one of my heart pieces. But not as often probably as most. Let's put these two down here. But they are really growing on me, I have to say. I have some really pretty heart earrings that Miss Paula had gotten me, and I really do love them. So I think I'm turning the road on hearts. Okay, so it looks kind of funny right now, but it'll all come together. And let's see. Let's just dry that a little bit just so that when I come back in with something else, I'm not smearing that up. And that is Stardust from Paint Couture. Thank you guys for the hearts so much. So sweet TT, if she comes on to watch, I know she might be traveling. Hi, Pamela. Thank you. You love the hearts? It's her Happy Mail that I've been trying to send for days. I can't get a label. So if it doesn't work for me later, then tomorrow I'm just going to take it to the post office. Thank you, Edie. Couple little subtle hearts there. I feel like a few of these little... Let's see how we like it. These little leaves. They're really small and kind of dainty, I will say. I think they will look pretty on there. I will show you, absolutely, sweet Mary. What are you wanting to see, my friend? Even if, like, some of the, there's like little branches here. Some of those go on there. I'm okay. Thank you, Shauna. Appreciate the sprinkles. Just gives it a little something different, but then also it's not like a large, something large as far as the stencil goes that will kind of overtake our little bunny, right? Now that I'm looking at them, they almost look like little paws, like little paw prints of sorts. The stencils just came from Temu, believe it or not. All kinds of different ones like this with birds. So right down there at the bottom, I like that. And then let's do a few at the top. think that Stardust is nice. So what did you guys think about the Sea Glass Mod Podge bottles? Thank you, Charlotte. Thanks, Vicky. I think they came together nicely. They were a lot of fun to do. And I could definitely see me doing some smaller size bottles like that too. The whole Mod Podge and food coloring to kind of give them that sea glass effect was a lot of fun. Okay. And then I think just a couple over by these hearts here. So have any of you used stencils before? Thank you, Mary Beth and my sweet Shauna. I'm also sending up prayers today for our friend Lynn, who is usually on with us. Quite sure today was her shoulder surgery. Maybe she's done already. Aw, Denise, thank you so much. Those will be available in my next auction. And I was trying to find some bottle toppers to go in them because they just looked kind of plain to me. Let's try that a little bit. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I could put lights in there. That'd be beautiful. And it would show through so nicely. And I think it looks so pretty with the lights in there. Thank you guys. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And so easy, you know? Just some Mod Podge, some food coloring. And some transfers. On a few of them, I added some rhinestones. Yes, definite prayers for our sweet Lynn. And then those Form Flex dragonflies, and I think they turned out so cute. Plus, so many different ways you could do them, right? Okay, this little guy, he looks kind of lonely when there's more heart than anything showing, so we'll put a little bit by that one. You could always come in here with something. You taught me to use the stencils with paste. I'm so glad, sweet Phyllis. That's what I was just gonna say. You could use a paste in here. You could use a crystal paste, any kind of a texture paste. You know, even your wax paste would be gorgeous on here. Totally can use your wax paste through a stencil. And all of us know how much I love the wax paste. Thank you, Shauna. Hi, sweet Mary Lou. Okay, I'm gonna say just a couple more over here and that should do it. Did we talk about what's for supper yet? I think we're having leftovers. We had chicken last night, so it'll be leftover chicken and sweet potato, I believe. All right, one more here, guys. Sorry, I saw a spot I missed. All right, I think that's cute. I do too, Kim. I think that's so pretty. Hi, sweet Julie. How are you, my dear? You could do the whole outside of this, kind of your preference. So we'll cover up our Stardust here. The silver and the pink is very pretty together. She answered after surgery, said her heart was doing fine. Which Deb, Mary? Which Deb? Heals all the way. You sent her prayers. That's so sweet. I'm glad. All right, just seeing if I missed anything. Thank you, sweet Charlotte. I'd love to know how our sweet Lynn is doing. That's okay, Pamela. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, Mary Beth. Okay, I think I got it. Caught up. You just ordered baked haddock. Oh, that sounds so good. Pork chops for Kath. I love those too. Thank you, Mary Lou, for the sprinkle. All right, one last little dry here. And then we can put this together. Hello, Anne. Nice to see you. And let's make our little bow and we'll basically call it good. So sometimes I think when I look at my background rice papers, like what can I put my cloche on, you know, that it's not going to be too much. I think as long as you have, thank you, Shauna, some of the same colors going on. Oh, just an old lady crafting. That's okay, Mary. I'm glad she's okay. That they can work together. I try to pick out certain details from maybe the rice paper that I'm putting on the cloche and think, you know, okay, does this go? And in this particular case, the reason why I chose this background is because the little flower in that baby bunny bonnet right next to it in the rice paper, it's like the same, you know? I'm a speaker of matter history. That sounds fun, Mary Beth. Yum. What kind of food? Oh, that is so cute. And if a little bit of our wording shows through from the rice paper, I'm okay with that. There's some little musical notes back here. There's some little lace. I think it all just kind of works together. So let's do a quick little bow here. See what we can't come up with. Those gotta be washed. That has to be washed. All right, so while I'm kind of getting that ready, we'll talk just a quick recap here. So this is the little thread, whatever you want to call it, that comes with your Bodabra. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Anne. Around the house, and she also does meal prep. Oh, that's so sweet. Tonight I'm having chicken, sour cream, and seasoned and cheese. That sounds so good. That sounds great, Phyllis. Color coordination, yeah. So you get this when you buy the Bodabra, but you can also order this if you run out, which I do. I like that buffet style, little of everything, same. So this is the little piece that you need to go vertically in your Bodabra to tie it off. And I think I just ordered this on Amazon. Thank you, Charlotte. So if you go to TH Decor and you look for old-fashioned ribbons, this is what you'll get. And there are a ton of different colors. So I don't think we need, you know, anything that's too crazy, because we don't want to, this will probably go right at the top so we can make the tails, you know, a little bit longer. I like these type of ribbons. They're wrinkly, they're old-fashioned looking, we'll say. You don't have to worry about turning them a certain direction because they're the same on both sides. And I like them to look a little bit messy anyway, so why not, right? So that is pretty. This pink is a little bit off from the rose that we used on the outside of the wood portion, but it matches perfectly to the rice paper on the inside, and I think it works. It's in the same family-ish. Thank you, Charlotte. Now you could also, if you just give these a little snip, maybe it's a little bit too thick for you, you can rip these so easily. Super satisfying. And then you definitely get more for your money is how I look at it. So we'll do 2 loops of the pink, and that'll be it. If you had like a, what do I want to say? Like that royally brown color. Thinking of like Kathy D's Royal Bronze. That could be beautiful in a bow also. So they just come on these little guys. Thank you, my sweet Barbara. Glad you like it. Every time I look about doing a cloche, like this has been kind of sitting here for a bit, and I'm like, oh, just wait, you know, it's probably too soon. Let me redo that one because I pulled a thread. And I myself have even kept some of the projects I've made with the cloches because I just can't, I can't help it. I love them. Then I turn it, use that little piece to start tying it. Then I pull it out before I tie it the remainder of the way, and I usually pull my tails down a little bit unless you want them kind of out to the sides. And then I tie it around the back side just so that the knot shows back there, or stays back there, I should say. And I'll do the gluing of all of this off the live, but you'll be able to see exactly what it's gonna look like. Appreciate you hanging in there so long with me, guys. Those of you that were able to, thank you, Kim. I have one on my shelves down here of like a little vintagey girl that I saved. I have one upstairs. I have one out in the hallway that's still got the little angel on the cloche, but there again, I don't think we have to take it down just because Christmas isn't here, you know. We all have guardian angels, right? Do a little trim work here, just until you like it. A little bit more. All right. So these are kind of like your sari silk in that they have those threads. I like some of them. But if I have a super big hunk, then I try to get rid of them. Well, thank you, Joanne. I really appreciate that. Denise, you're such a sweetheart. All right, let's kind of see. I like it. So in the middle of this little bow, I couldn't really find anything totally dazzled that wasn't too big. So I pulled this tiny little piece. It's just a little silver flower. Hi, Charlotte. And I thought that would be cute in the center. Since we have a flowerage going on there, and since we use the silver stardust, I thought this would be cute. So let's do, we'll do a little B7000. And I'm just gonna squeeze that right into the center, and then I'm gonna put a tiny little drop of hot glue as well on either side. Most of the time, your B7000s, your E6000s, all that kind of stuff, if you use them with hot glue and they touch each other, they'll have the opposite effect and they won't hold at all. That's okay, sweet Debbie. What's for dinner tonight? And hello, hubby. It's Brian, right? I love it. I might have to rewatch it again. That's okay, sweet Carrie, hun. When you have a bad headache, or hey, even if you don't, sometimes a little doze is necessary. Happens to me quite a bit, but it just doesn't stay into sleep, you know? So I'm just holding on to this for a second here. Giving it just a minute. That one's still just a skosh too long for me. Okay. So let me show you what this is all gonna look like. Now, I always come in with, it seems, a little bit of that, that Metal Gallery really tiny rhinestone bling around it. So I might do that. Please don't ever apologize for that. I'm glad you like it, Kim. And so we're gonna just put that at the top of our cloche. Again, a little B7000. You could use whatever you like. Yes, Brian, pretty good memory, right? Ground turkey with cabbage and carrots. That sounds fantastic. I'll be right there. Just a little bit of hot glue. My hot glue gun is it's in a bad way. I need a new one so badly. And then if you have heavy body gel, that is something that comes from TH Decor. That is that material that we can put through like those thin pink fondant molds, but you can also use it to adhere your resin pieces, your clay, all of the things. It is fantastic for that. It does take a little bit of time to set up, but it is well worth it. So either that or Type On Quick and Thick is probably what I'll use on here to put these pieces all together. The Soft Touch varnish is giving it this whole different look, and so I might have to go over the rice paper with that also. I love it. Okay, and then I'll be gluing that cloche right in there also. I defs could add a few little rhinestones to the bottom of the cloche. I have to do it. Stay with me if you can. If you can't, I completely understand. Let me grab a few. I just can't help it. Yes. Because I have the perfect little colored stones, or you could do like the little AB crystals. Let's see which one I like. We could do the pink. Oh, so many choices. I kind of like that. Nope, not those. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So I think we'll just do silver since we kind of have the silvers going on. You get all these different kinds. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the bows. All different sizes. So we could definitely do some tinier ones to stay with the daintiness. And I myself love my diamond glaze for that. Thank you, Karen Jean and Edie. B7000 works fine too. I just find I don't get the little threads that come off with like your B7000 kind of gives you that. Okay, so let's put a few. Let's put a few. I decide where I want them. Use my little picker pen. But there are pink rhinestones, there are different color blues, and then that like AB crystal, that Aurora Borealis they call it, where it looks a little bit different from different angles. Those would work too. Or you could definitely omit that part if you're not a bling person, right, sweet Miriam? If you're still on. Sometimes I think just a little bit is nice. And then other times I want to bling it up like mad, you know? All right, what do we have here? That one's kind of slipping where I don't want it. So I'm going to move it just a skosh. We're using that word a lot, Sweet Kim. And one right here, and that should do it. Just a couple. And so what do you think about outlining with the rhinestone trim in silver around the outside of the pink? I always think that adds a nice little touch. That's okay, Joanne. That's okay. I'll show you that rhinestone bling. I need to get more of this. I'm almost out. Hi, Wayne. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for the sprinkle. So this is the little silver bling trim. And I would just put it, kind of finish it. I think it is so pretty on there. See if I can hold it on there for you to see. Try that again. It tends to want to turn on you. So when I do use it, I just put it down in like little bits at a time, and I use the diamond glaze for that. You'll kind of get the idea here. Let me hold it up. Right, Anne? I think so too. Just a little bit of that bling trim would go around the edge. Kind of tie everything together, I feel. You like the softness of the project as is. I agree, Denise, it is pretty. So that's definitely an option. Thank you, Vicki. I do really like that with the silver around the pink. And then like our little cloche just has a few little rhinestones at the bottom, nothing crazy. Thank you, Miss Shauna. You kind of trim these however you like them or fuss with them a little bit. That's what I have to do. And then our little flower in the center. I think it's cute. How sweet. Doesn't have to be attached to, you know, a board at all. You could just have that little cloche with your Easter stuff. See, I'm off just a little bit here, but that's okay. So that, I think, is it. So we use the Bonnet Baby Bunny rice paper from Reba Rose. It's SKU number 1570. It's also in the description of the live today in case you forget, as well as my link to Reba Rose. And then IOD needs, I have that in the description as well. You would go to Ode to Ooh La La Art. That's where you can find the spring release IOD items. That's an IOD cloche that I used. We used the Rosebud Luxe Metallic on the outside. Stardust Paint Couture, both of those Paint Couture. I did make the cloche, yes, my darling. It's just resin, Pamela. And then we used buttercream chalk paint. Our rice paper on the very back side was a, I don't know if it's Stamperia or Stamperia. Thank you so much. And our decoupage varnish and glue, of course, in the Silky Shine. And then our Decor Soft Touch over the bunny, and I'm going to put it over the rice paper as well. It gives it such a pretty look to it. I'll glue everything together. So there's 3 pieces in this kit, and make sure my sides are all good. Put our cloche down, and that'll do it. So fun. Our little stencils. I think they turned out really cute, just for a little added extra detail. You're still waiting on your Reba Rose. I know some of the shipping has just been ridiculous. I'm sorry that's happening. Thank you, Charlotte. So if you have questions at all about any of the things that I used today, please let me know. I'm so happy that you guys liked it and were able to join me for a little later crafting this afternoon. Tomorrow, I should be able to come on. I will send a telegram. And then Saturday morning, I'll be on at 10 a.m. right here on my page. Hey, Bobby, I didn't see you, hon. How are you? And thank you. So please, please enjoy the rest of your evening. Stay warm. If it is chilly where you are, you do the same. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take good care, guys. Bye.